What's up, people of YouTube? This is Grow Me Something Mister. It is Saturday, September 12, 2015. We're at Bright Idea Gardens. Got a garden update for you with a fall preview. This is my eggplant bed. I cleared a good bit of it out, and before too long I think the rest of these will be cleared out because while I have a lot of these on the plant, they're starting to rot at a small size, so that's no good for anybody. So we're going to be cleaning this out soon enough for the full fall garden. This is not going to get cleared out. This is staying until it gets real cold and the plants die back. This is my okra bed, and I've been pulling about a dozen okra per day, sometimes 5 or 6. Just depends. I've got about 10 pounds worth so far. This is my watermelon, my lone watermelon. I cleared out the bottom. Took everything out that did not need to be in here as far as watermelon vines concerned. So I have the one vine with the one melon. We'll see how large that gets before it ripens up and for eating. This right here, this was my original watermelon bed with some with my squash, and I actually have a couple growing. And this is actually movable. It's like a giant vine type thing, so I moved it to this corner here. But here's one here that I've got growing. I don't really know what type it is, but I'll give it away and it'll still be eaten. So this bed is prepared for the fall garden. Didn't do anything really special to it. I just raked it out. I did bury some compost and whatnot underneath it a couple of weeks ago, just in preparation for this. This is my other secondary, I guess you say, watermelon bed. That used to be the tomato bed. I cleared this out a good bit, as you can see right here. I just didn't want anything extra, so I could start burying compost in this bed here. So I've actually got, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5, there's 6 right there, there's 7 right there. So I have 7 watermelon in this bed and 1 in that other bed over there. So again, I don't want to take anything out that I don't have to, but I'm taking out what I don't need. So we may get some sun scald in here because it's still hot. We had a front come through that's a cool front, if you want to say that with air quotes. So I just started clearing things out, and you can see here I buried some compost as well. Eventually this will be turned into the fall garden bed as well. My compost pile, here's a bunch of these little small things as I show here. I took the compost pile and flattened it out. I used what I wanted to. The rest I'm just going to let it break down here because it's still sandy, and I needed to get some organic matter so it can start holding a little bit tighter for this grass to grow. So that's it. You see I have my shovel, my rake, my little hand trowel. We're going to get this thing started. Okay, so after a little work, this is what we have here. We have 20 plants down. I'm not going to plant this row here like I did last year, 24, because this is growing right now. If this dies back, then I'll go ahead and put something in here, but for now this would be the plant for this row. 20 different cauliflower plants right here, or 20 cauliflower. We'll start here, snow crown cauliflower. We go to cheddar cauliflower. I have another row of the cheddar. Then I go to Brussels flower, and then I go to the graffiti. So here in Louisiana, purple, green, and gold, that's common. So we've got the purple, we've got the green, we've got the gold right here. Threw in that white because it's a normal type of cauliflower. So I had 2 sets of snow crown. So here's one here, and since I have the space, I put the other one right here. As I said, for the official start of the fall garden, which will probably start next week. When I get the other plants, I'll be planting cabbage and more of the white cauliflower, and I'll be planting broccoli as well. So speaking of these watermelon, I mentioned earlier that this was my primary watermelon bed. In my last video you might have seen where I had 2 additional watermelons. I did harvest them. They were 16.5 pounds and I believe about 15.5 pounds each one. They both tasted fine to me. Okay, that's it from Bright Idea Gardens. If there's something you want to see, just go ahead and let me know in comments down below. Thanks very much for watching. This is Grow Me Something Mister. And remember, well, I don't have an exit line, so see you later, everybody.